Steven LaMorte's latest movie, The Mean One, hits Regal Theatres exclusively on December 9th, but there is some special screens going on December 8th, and this is an unauthorized parody that borrows heavily from the aesthetic of Lifetime and Hallmark movies, and it stars David Howard Thornton, who you may know as Art the Clown from the Terrifier series, where once again he does kick ass. However, is the movie any good? Well, stick around and let's talk about it. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to click on this movie review, whether you're brand new or whether you're returning once again. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about The Mean One, which I was very excited to check out, and I got to check out a little bit early thanks to an early screener I got given by Ted Geohegan. So I've got to give a big thank you to Ted for giving me this early screening. So I love David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown from Terrifier. He is truly becoming a horror icon, and in this adaptation movie he plays the Mean One, based on a very popular Christmas character who shall remain unnamed, let's just say that. So also in here we've got Krystle Martin as Cindy, Chase Mullins as Officer Burke, and Christopher Sanders, who is our narrator. The movie is written by Finn and Flip Kobler, who I've never seen any of their previous works, or Steven's for that matter, and the plot of The Mean One, if you're wondering, okay, well, what is this actually all around, is essentially based in this small kind of sleepy mountain town where the town is terrorized by a green, mysterious figure called The Mean One, but it's up to Cindy to put a stop to The Mean One. So I was interested in this movie. I actually didn't watch any single trailer whatsoever before checking this out. I know it was covered on several big kind of news outlets, but I only saw the poster and that's all I wanted to know. Now, if anyone knows me, or if you have been to the channel before, or you're coming to the channel for the first time for that matter, I absolutely love It's So Bad It's Good movie, like the Asylum movies, for example. Yeah, I've covered movies very recently like A Christmas Karen, Amityville Karen. So I love supporting indie filmmaking and smaller movies. So when it came to The Mean One, I had open expectations. I didn't know what to expect, and I can safely say after watching this movie, it's a bad movie, but it's also a hell of a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed The Mean One. Let's go into some positives very quickly here. David Howard Thornton as The Mean One is fantastic. He chews up the material that he's given. Every scene that he's in, whether it's him just kind of crawling in the shadows, or whether it's actually a full-on kind of camera shot like this where you see me right now, you just see the detail that's been put into his costume, and also just the physicalness of his acting and his background he has with kind of mime that he used for Art the Clown. That is definitely displayed at moments here, and I really think that the director probably just let him loose and said, David, do your thing, we know what you're made of, and that is exactly what he did in The Mean One. It's a fun movie. I don't think it stretches too long or anything like that. It's got a good pacing to it. You're always intrigued, okay, well, what's going to happen next? Where is this story going to go to? We also have a narrator here of Christopher Sanders, who kind of does his narrating in poetry, which I felt was something a little bit different. Yes, it could be heavily inspired by Dr. Seuss or, anything like that. Definitely had vibes of that for sure, and especially my partner, I watched it with her, she pointed that out also. So yeah, definitely got some elements here. And I also got to praise the physicality and performances. They were fine. I wouldn't say anyone is exceptional apart from David Howard Thornton, as I mentioned. But the main lead here is Krystle Martin, who plays a character called Cindy. I can't really tell you the backstory of her without giving spoilers, especially if you are going to this completely blind. I don't want to ruin it for you, but she is a professional stunt performer. She's been a stunt double for Ronda Rousey, for example, and you can tell that she is a powerhouse of a woman, and that is great to see in this movie. She really commands that role of Cindy. We've also got Chase Mullins, who plays Officer Burke, who is an officer in this small kind of sleepy town and gets introduced to Cindy pretty quickly. So we already learn about these two and we get this kind of chemistry dynamic between the two also as it goes on. And there's plenty of moments in this movie where I laughed my arse off at this movie. Whether it was meant to be a moment that was intentionally funny or not intentionally funny or cringe kind of moment, I had a blast. I had a huge smile on my face. The low budget plays a massive factor into this. Because of that low budget, we get some really terrible CG. We get some really awful Photoshop pictures that you'll see later on in the movie, and we also get some just clear stock photos and videos used as well. But I was all on board. I actually really enjoyed that. If I've got to go into negatives now, again, this movie is not a serious movie. It tries to be at times, but it really isn't. Honestly, just go in completely open-minded. Just honestly take it for what it is. And if you like a movie that's so bad it's good, you're definitely going to have a good time with this. As I said, there's some terrible CG in here, some terrible Photoshop skills in some pictures here, especially including the mean one. That was the hardest scene. I laughed at the most. I honestly felt like rewinding and just watching that scene again. The CG blood in here is just laughable. It's really bad, but it's still a lot of fun to see. Some of the acting is that kind of like Hallmark Lifetime acting, but it's also some acting that's just very cheesy and just kind of people maybe had like hardly no acting experience. That's what I kind of felt like while watching this. So I can't really say this is a terrific movie. I don't know if it's going to become like an instant classic. Maybe for the horror community as such, it may do. And they might be like, oh, you know, remember that movie, The Mean One? It's so bad, it's kind of good kind of movie. You might get that vibes from it. But overall, I had fun with it. Switch your mind off. Go into it. If you can, I would openly recommend to support small indie movies like this one. It's pretty cool. They got David Howard Thornton on board to actually do The Mean One. I think that is really awesome. And I think generally this movie overall, I think if Steven LaMorte had the budget, if they had more budget to work with and could use that on, say, cinematography, the actors, the fake blood, whatever it should be, I generally think this movie could have been a classic easily, but because of the kind of limitations that they had, they tried to do the best they could, but you can tell it's that kind of small indie-based movie. So my overall score for The Mean One. So have you seen The Mean One? Have you heard about this movie? Are you going to check it out? I'll leave any and all comments down below so we can continue the discussion down there. If you've enjoyed this movie review, please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you already haven't by pressing the red bell down below so I can see you again on a future video. And also, are you aware that I have a Patreon? Yeah, only £2 per month. Link is also down below in the description box. You get access to early videos, my release schedules, you get to see what goes on to the channel, exclusive Q&A videos, and so much more stuff coming very shortly. And I want to give a special thank you to all my awesome Patreons who help support the channel. And if you want to learn more about The Mean One movie itself, go to themeanonemovie.com, official website where you can find out more information. But thank you for watching this video, and until the next time that I see you, I'll be seeing you later.